playoffs are starting this week, and so I felt like this would be a great time to relive the magical playoff run that happened 10 years ago this year with my amazing Dallas Mavericks. And I mostly got this idea because I was listening to The Ticket yesterday and Dirk Nowitzki was on, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about that. Because even he said yesterday in his interview that, yeah, they won that championship, but they didn't really they kind of went into it like, okay, yeah, we're in the playoffs, but, let's, see how this goes. Let's see where it takes us. Let's win a couple games. Let's win a round or two, and we're good. First round, they played against Portland. And keep in mind, the Mavericks were the 3 seed. So they played Portland, the 6 seed. A lot of people have Portland picked to win that series. Nobody pretty much was giving the Mavericks a chance. Then they end up beating Portland in 6, closing them out in Portland. And then they have to go, they didn't even get to go home. They had to go straight to LA to play the 2-time back-to-back defending champs with who I say is the second greatest player of all time, Kobe Bryant, leading that team. Phil Jackson's last season. There's no way that the Lakers are not winning this championship. I see your face. Keep it to yourself. I'm speaking. Anyway, there's no way that they're going to come out and lose to the Mavericks. It's just not going to happen. Nobody cares about them. Nobody knows them. Whatever. Well, Dirk went off game 1. They beat him game 2. They win game 3. And then the Mothers Day Massacre happened. May of 2011. Game 4 of the 2011 Western Conference semifinals. I'm mad I missed the first half of it because I was at church. But by the time I got home, it was a 40-point game. The Mavericks beat the Lakers 122 to 80. I'm sorry, 122 to 86 that game. It was funny. I was actually talking to my dad about this a few days ago. And one of the biggest memories he has of that, because this is when he used to work at the American Airlines Center. And he was on the court. If you ever saw those old videos of the Mavericks games, when the Mavericks were walking off the court, they would walk right past him. So you'd always see him. And he heard from 50 feet away, J.J. Barea almost getting murdered by Andrew Bynum when he was driving the paint, going up for a layup, and he just got elbowed.
Yeah, the elbow.
Yeah, when he got elbowed and hit the court. He said he heard that. He didn't hear it on the speakers. He heard that from the court.
Can I just say, if we thought Ron Artest was crazy, Andrew Bynum topped that easily.
Yeah.
Homeboy looks scary. Psycho.
Right.
Straight jacket. Okay, keep going.
So that happened. Phil Jackson's last game, he gets blown out. Mavericks are okay, we're in the Western Conference Finals. And then who do we get to go up against? We mentioned super teams earlier. They weren't who they are now. But I think if you're going to, mention the Warriors as a super team, I think we can consider the OKC Thunder, circa 2010, 2011, a super team. James Harden.
Definitely not.
Okay, they had 3 of the best young superstars in the league. James Harden.
We did not know James Harden was a young superstar at that point.
James Harden, 6-man.
Definitely did not know.
Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, who at the very least we knew those last 2 were some absolute ballers. Okay, and what did they do to the Oklahoma City Thunder? They go in and beat them not in 6 games, not in 7, but in 5 with comebacks. I don't think there was any ass whoopings, but they had to come back a couple of those games because they were down. And they pulled it together, got it done, and now who do we have to face? Mr. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. You know who I'm talking about, Ashley? Who said that?
LeGoat James.
LeBron James. This was back when I had another nickname for him that I won't say on this platform.
LeGoat James.
And it starts with L-E, Love, and it starts with a B, and I'll just leave it at that. Because he was a crybaby. He was Baby Brown at the time. That was him. That was Dwayne Wade, who 5 years before, they beat him and his Heat teammates at the time, beat the Mavericks after the Mavericks had a 2-0 series lead in the finals that they built in Miami.
Flash.
No, I'm sorry. They built that at home, went to Miami, lost 3 straight, and then lost game 6 in Dallas. So
Flash.
Yes. there's history with Miami. And then to make matters worse, since 2006 and 2007, the Mavericks had the best record in the league and lost to the Golden State Warriors in 5 games. That was when Dirk threw a trash can and put a hole in the wall at Oracle Arena.
Let's get back to 2011, please.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm giving you a lead up. I'm giving you a small lead up.
Right.
A small lead up. So we have all this in the past, and we got to come back and face these suckers again. And what do the Mavericks do? They lost game 1. Happy. Nobody's shocked by that. But the comeback that they had in game 2 was just immaculate. Down 13 points. And I called it. It's funny, I called it. Dwayne Wade came down and missed a shot, and I was like, Mavericks going to come back. And what did they do? Methodically, meticulously, came back and won that game. They lost game 2. They lost game 3 in Dallas. It happened. But game 4, dub. Game 5, dub. Game 6, dub. You know what's funny? We mentioned, and by we, I mean you, Ashley. You have a nickname for the man who wears number 23 for the Lakers right now. LeGoat, right? I would like to give him another nickname for what he did in this finals. Le Magician. Because he pulled the disappearing act. Now you see me, now you don't. Because I specifically remember he scored 8 points in one game. I believe it was game 5. They needed him the most that game. And what does he do? Absolutely nothing. But this isn't about LeBron James. This isn't about LeBron James. This is about the man who has a street named after him in front of the American Airlines Center right now. This is about the man whose jersey I am wearing right now, loud and proud, who I'm also mad at because I thought about it yesterday, because the last chance I had to see him in Houston, he was hurt. We were sitting there for warm-ups, and he wasn't out there because he ducked the night before in LA and his ankle was hurt. Still mad about that, Dirk, but I still love him. This is about a man named Dirk Nowitzki, the man from Würzburg, Germany.
Black people call him Dirk Nowitzki.
Anyway, you know what his name is. Look, his journey during that season gave him a lot of credit that he wasn't getting. He was getting the talk of being soft. He was getting the talk of he couldn't win it because he hadn't won it yet. He was getting all this noise. And what did he do? He came out and absolutely balled. And Ashley, you mentioned it many a time on this platform before. They were not going to get beat that year. They were unstoppable. They caught lightning in a bottle. And I'm mad at Mark Cuban for letting that lightning out and blowing up that team. I feel like we could have made some stuff happen. But yeah, I am just here to say I'm so happy. Well, first of all, we're here to talk about the Mavericks 2011. They won the championship. That also, Ashley, I think you'll love this. That led to a fun story because they won on a Sunday, and then that night I was at the American Airlines Center because they were in Miami. So the American Airlines Center had a watch party, and I mentioned my dad works there, right? So this was a weird spot between me having glasses and contacts. I also had a phone with a terrible battery. I specifically remember walking right past my dad, walking out the arena. He don't remember, right? Victory Plaza right in front of the American Airlines Center. It's like a bunch of people. That's where Channel 8 studio is. So people are out there celebrating. People are just going, wow, the Mavericks just won the championship. It is nothing but the grace of God that me and my dad found each other that night. I don't know how we did it because, again, I had no phone and I had no glasses. And if you've ever looked through my glasses, you would know my eyes are absolutely terrible. And I was just like, let me just walk back towards the arena. I found them. It took 30 minutes to get out of downtown that night because people were just celebrating. But again, it was all fun and games because you know why? Because the Mavericks finally won the championship.
Your daddy probably saw you and was like, dang, I thought he was gone.
That's not funny. It's not funny. Even first of all, it's not. That's not what happened. It was like, oh, we found each other. All right, let's go. But had he came home without me, and my mom would have been like, where's the boy? He would have had to go back out there and get me. So yeah, he could have tried that if he wanted to, which he wouldn't have anyway. But yeah. So yeah, that's just what I want to talk about, the greatness of the Mavericks, how fun that night was. The parade was amazing. Only championship parade I've been to. One of my top sports experiences, period. And that's the last championship that Dallas has because we blew the World Series that year. So yeah, that's all.
We're gonna stop calling it Merv's Minute and call it Merv's Mini Minutes. I wanted that over as soon as it started because they beat LeBron. So,
I was about to say that's the only reason you wanted it over because because they beat your boy, baby Brian.
yes.
Brian couldn't win a championship yet. Over there. No, and the best part was not LeBron getting beat, but Chris Bosh crying like a little old baby in the locker room. That was funny.